everyone, Dancentralz here, and welcome to the third attempt of this video. I've actually given up with my Mac at the minute, with iMovie. Not my Mac itself, because my Mac is amazing, but with iMovie. I'm sick to death. If any of you have watched any of my previous videos not too long ago, you might have heard another mini rant I had at one point, that I'm literally sick to death now of iMovie. Every time I try and record on it so far, pretty much give or take the odd video if I'm lucky, it's just constantly taking the audio and the video out of sync. And the more I think about it, the more annoyed I get, and my blood actually starts to boil, because I know it sounds dramatic, but because it's happened so much lately, and it's happened to so many videos that I've spent, you know, a lot of time and effort really making look good and taking time out of my day, to only then find out that I've completely wasted, you know, 10-15 minutes for no reason whatsoever, because I play it back and it will just be completely out of sync. And it then takes you another hour or two at least to then try and go back through that, detach the audio from the video, and, you know, try and get it looking good again. And you can still see, even if I try and make it look as good as possible, you can still see where I've tried to do it, and it still looks quite choppy in places. And I'm sick to death of it. You know, I spent enough money on my Mac with the latest version of iMovie, and you can't even get it right. Can't even seem to get it right. So I'm now actually using my iPhone 5 instead, because actually that seems to work quite well. So there we go. So let's just try it with this one. The iPhone seems to always have no issues whatsoever. So until I manage to find, I don't know, better software, I don't know at the minute. If any of you guys have got any recommendations for better software, please let me know underneath. Ideally for Mac. Yeah, I really appreciate it, because at the moment I'm really struggling. I'm looking to get a PC laptop very soon as well, which I've said before. Hopefully I might even be able to find some software on there that will help. And I might be able to start doing some videos on there, which would be really good. But at the moment, I am struggling. So I'm going to have to stick to my iPhone at the minute. There was already 2 other videos that I've already done that were really long, that again I'm going to have to sit through and just edit, because I've already done those ones and I still want them up. So I'm going to have to go through the painstaking process of editing those. But from now on, I think I'm going to make the decision that if it happens again, the video just gets scrapped. And I just have to do it on my iPhone for the time being. So anyway, for the 3rd time, God, I'm getting serious deja vu now. This is going to be my Crash Bandicoot collection. Now, Crash Bandicoot is obviously a fantastic franchise, absolutely amazing. I grew up with the Crash Bandicoot games. Most of you will know that my favourite character is Sonic, but very close behind, level pegging, is Super Mario and Crash Bandicoot. Love the franchise, love the games, think they're absolutely amazing. Again, can't really fault them at all. So I'm just going to basically show you my collection. Now, if any of you saw my recent episode of Dancentralz News, you'll see that I mentioned a bit of a story on Crash Bandicoot, that there were some rumours flying around that people were saying apparently that there's going to be a new Crash Bandicoot game on the PlayStation 4 and potentially Xbox One. However, having done some more research, it looks like, from things that Activision support have been saying, and when someone tweeted them and Naughty Dog, that at the moment there is nothing to suggest that there is going to be a new Crash Bandicoot game, although there have been hints from some of the guys at the company that there's no reason why it can't happen, and there is definitely potential for it, but just no plans as of yet. Massive shame at the minute, because I think personally that they should do something. There's massive potential there, huge gap there for, you know, a Crash Bandicoot game. Why would they not utilise the new technology we've got now on the PS4 and Xbox One and release one? It seems a bit bizarre to me. But either way, you know, I'm gutted that they're not doing one at the minute. But hopefully at some point, fingers crossed, we will get one. So in the time being then, we've got obviously the older ones that we can still enjoy. And I thought I would just obviously show what such a great character Crash is by showing my collection. Being a huge fan, I've got quite a few games, so I thought, why not show it? And hopefully you guys will, you know, like it and, you know, want to show yours as well. Either listing them in a comment underneath, or, you know, feel free to do a video response. It'd be even better. Link me out to it. I'll give it a watch, and obviously we'll have some chats about it and some great conversations. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the first game, which is obviously the original that started the whole franchise, and that's Crash Bandicoot 1. So, great game in the series. Can't fault it any way, shape or form. Yeah, brilliant. You can also get this as a double case where it opens out both ways, and you can get like I think that's the Black Label edition as well. But I've got the Platinum one. Again, some people sort of get a bit hung up on it's got to be, you know, Black Label, can't be Platinum. Me personally, I don't mind. At the end of the day, I really don't mind. You know, if I was to see a game at a really good price that I really want desperately at a car boot and they've only got it on Platinum, am I really going to walk off and not buy it just because it's Platinum? Of course not. I'm going to buy it so at least I can play the game. Personally, as long as I can play the game, I don't really mind if it's Black Label or Platinum. But again, I'm not saying it's a bad thing if you are, you know, Black Label only. So yeah, and then obviously the game in there as well. Great addition to start off the franchise. We then had Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back, one of my favourites in the series. I just think it has a bit more edge on the first. I love the fact you can, you know, ride the polar bear in the ice levels. It's quite fast paced, really fun. The only thing for me is that I can't remember why this is, but the manual is Platinum, but the disc is Black Label. I can only imagine that I either bought it from a second-hand shop and it came like that, or I must have lent it to a mate once and he had a copy as well, and they must have just got mixed up in transition. Yeah, or maybe he lent it to one of his mates or something, his copy, and when that came back, before he gave mine back to me, he accidentally got them mixed around the wrong way. I can't remember. Either way, it doesn't really matter because the disc still looks good. We then had the third in the series, obviously Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. Again, you know, great addition to the franchise. I love the fact that each area you go onto has got about 5 levels to each one. I love the water levels where you can go on the jet skis and race around and stuff. It's really fun. Obviously, you've got Crash's sister Coco that you can actually play as now in this game. So yeah, great addition to the series, and yeah, another fun-fueled game really to play. No, wrong one. Ah, keep picking up the wrong one. Right, this one is actually a game in the Crash Bandicoot franchise and not many people know about. It's basically like your Mario Party style game, your Sonic Shuffle you can get on the Dreamcast as well. This is almost like your Crash Bandicoot version, if you like. So you can play up to 4 players with the multi-tap, and you basically all play on the one board at the same time, trying to compete against each other, and it's basically trying to see who can you know, prove victorious. So you've got basically loads of characters you can choose from, and you basically play through different mini games like your pogo sticks in one of them. You have to basically colour the board with your colour, and whoever gets the most coloured boxes wins. So if you create a circle with your colour, it basically explodes all the boxes in the middle and you get points. Whoever has the most wins. There's another one actually where you can sort of race around and round and round and round, and whoever gets round the quickest again wins. So yeah, if you like your Mario Party games, if you like Sonic Shuffle on the Dreamcast as much as I did, and you want a Crash Bandicoot version, because you're a Crash Bandicoot fan also, then Crash Bash is your game really. That's your Crash Bandicoot version. Also, I believe you can play a playable demo of Spyro Year of the Dragon on here. I think on the title screen, rather than just pressing start, if you press L1, R1, square and start, I believe that will then take you to a playable demo of Spyro Year of the Dragon, and you can also play the level where he's on a skateboard. You have to basically pull off tricks and stuff, and I think they call the tricks Lemon and Lime as well. But yeah, that's a really fun level as well with Spyro, because I like the Spyro games as well. If that cheat works, by the way, and you've tried it, let me know if it's right, because I'm not sure if that's 100% correct. And yeah, if it's worked, let me know, and then I know that I've given you the right information. So yeah, just give me a little comment underneath if you've tried that and it works, and that's the right code, because then at least I've said it right. Moving on to the first Crash racing game that we had, and that was obviously Crash Team Racing. Love this game, love the racing games in the Crash series. It's got one fat-ass manual as well. But very fun. Obviously, you've got loads of different characters on here as well. You can play up to 4 players again with a multi-tap, which are all like different squares, 4 squares on the screen to play 4 players, or split screen with 2. And yeah, very, very fun. The tracks are really, really good. If you like your Mario Kart games as well, and you like Crash Bandicoot, the tracks on here are really, really good as well. From there, we then move on to PS2, and our first Crash game on the PS2 was Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex. Great game. There's a level on here where you have to play as Crash in a big ball. You have to roll around and try and make sure you don't fall off the edge, otherwise obviously you die. You have to try and avoid all the green Nitro boxes as well so it doesn't explode onto the ball, and obviously Crash then dies. I've tried to get all the boxes in that level as well. I managed to do it. It's not easy, but again, tried to get all those because I think you get a black gem if you get all the boxes as well. So that's good. There's quite a few secret bits in that level as well, so make sure if you do play the level, you check every part of the level as well, because there are bits that are hidden with extra boxes to collect to get your black gem. But just, yeah, really, really fun. And again, the graphics are now enhanced from the PS1, so all good. From there, we then had a PS2 racing outing, and that is Crash Nitro Kart. I believe this is also on the original Xbox and the GameCube. Love it. Again, you've got characters like Crash, his sister Coco, Engine, Neo Cortex. I believe there's a tiger on there called Tiny, I think. And I believe the polar bear's on there as well. From there, we then had the classic game Crash Tag Team Racing. Now, not to be confused, obviously, with Crash Team Racing. What I love about this one is that it fuses adventure with racing. So, at 1 minute, you'll be playing like adventure-style levels where it's like platformers. It's like jumping from ledge to ledge, and basically trying to, you know, just get your way through the level, like the original games. And then the next minute, you're playing racing-style levels. So the fact that it fuses them both together, I think it's a great idea to combine the two. So if you're a style of racing games and adventure platforming, you've got both together now combined in the one game. And on the back it actually says combine and conquer. So awesome. From there, we then had Crash to Insanity. Great idea, because obviously normally Crash and Neo Cortex are fighting against each other. Now suddenly they're thrown together and stuck together and made to now work together in the same game. Great idea to put enemies together. So it even says on the back they're working together, but they don't have to like it. So great idea. I think it works really, really well. Nina Cortex, the bionic goth girl, is playable as well in here. Yeah, it basically goes through some of the moves which you can do with Crash and Cortex as well. One of them actually being Spank, which I think is a bit dodgy. Each to their own, I guess. So next game we had was Crash of the Titans. It was a great game that they released on the PS2. Great idea. Rather than just having the same old style platforming that we've always had with Crash, we suddenly have new kind of characters, new concept thrown into the mix. Makes it different, something, you know, new for players and fans to experience, and I think it works really well. It's basically Crash rides on these mutants. It helps him to get through the levels, to fight other enemies and stuff. And they've got powerful moves and stuff. They've got their claws that just can scratch through enemies and stuff. It's just a great idea, and it works really well in my opinion. So yeah, Crash the Titans. We then move on to Xbox 360, and we had a similar one again, Crash Mind Over Mutant. So obviously the graphics have been improved, the mutants are back. But yeah, obviously graphics are a lot more enhanced now on the 360, and the gameplay is a lot better as well. So, you know, a great one to have on the 360. They just need another new Crash game that, even if it just goes back to the old school, you know, platforming that we've always, you know, known and loved, that's fine. But bring it out on the PS4 and the Xbox One. We need one. And finally, I've also got Crash Tag Team Racing on the PSP as well as the PS2. So again, great to be able to play that one. Portable, racing and adventure style as well. So there we go. That's my collection. It's about, how many games have I got? 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12. 12 games. 12 Crash games. Not bad going. do want to get hold of the Game Boy Advance Crash Bandicoot games at some point because they're really cool. I think there's one called Crash XS. It looks really cool. But yeah, in terms of the collection I've got so far, that's what I've got. I've got most of the the main ones there. So all good really. Thank you very much for watching. Really. Sorry, someone's just texted me and it came up on my phone because I'm using my iPhone, and I was like trying not to read it because I'm in the middle of a video, but it still put me off. Sorry. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. Big hi to all my new subscribers and also all the guys that I've met through the Retro on Limb live streams recently. You're all awesome people. Really appreciate all the support and everything, and all the advice I've had for doing videos and stuff. Thank you very much for also to the people that have been leaving great comments on my Dancentralz news series, which again has only had another episode made because of you guys. And again, thank you very much for everyone that continually supports and watches the series The Sunday Stroll, which watch this space at this weekend because we've got a fantastic surprise lined up for the episode, which I'm not going to divulge yet, but just watch this space and I hope you really do enjoy it. We're looking to have hopefully about 10 episodes for the Sunday Stroll, and then we're looking to end it for like a season 1, and then potentially if the demand's there come back for a season 2 at some point, but it just depends if the demand's there. But like I say, we're looking to do about 10 episodes and then we'll go from there. I'll be back soon. Cheers guys, see you soon.